In the 1990s, one man built a fake empire on a phone line and convinced ordinary Americans to hand over their life savings for stocks that were basically worthless. He wasn't a genius. He wasn't even that smart with numbers. What he was the most dangerous kind of con artist, one who understood human psychology better than the SEC understood him. By the time the FBI caught up, he'd stolen over $200 million. This is the real story of the Wolf of Wall Street and how his scam actually worked, step by step. Jordan Belfort wasn't born into Wall Street money. He started as a meat and seafood salesman before landing a job as a stockbroker, right before the 1987 market crash wiped out his firm. Instead of quitting, he found a loophole: penny stocks, cheap, obscure shares of tiny companies that regular Wall Street firms wouldn't touch. And in 1989, he started his own firm, Stratton Oakmont. Here's exactly how the scam worked, and it's simpler than you think. Step 1. Belfort's firm would secretly buy up huge amounts of a company's stock, often before it even went public, for pennies a share. Step 2. He'd unleash an army of young, aggressive brokers in what's called a boiler room. Rooms full of salesmen on phones using scripted high-pressure pitches designed to create urgency and excitement. They'd call regular Americans, teachers, retirees, small business owners, and convince them this was the next big stock. Step 3. As thousands of people bought in, the stock price shot up artificially, not because the company was actually worth more, but because Stratton Oakmont controlled the supply and hyped the demand. Step 4. The dump. Once the price was inflated, Belfort and his inner circle quietly sold their own shares at the top for massive profits. Then the stock would crash, and the people who trusted his brokers? They were left holding stock worth a fraction of what they paid, sometimes nothing at all. But Belfort didn't stop at fraud. He had to hide the money too. He smuggled cash into Switzerland using fake names and offshore accounts to make his fortune disappear on paper. At his peak, he was worth over $200 million, funding a lifestyle of yachts, helicopters, and excess most people can't even imagine. The FBI had been investigating Stratton Oakmont for years. In 1998, Belfort was indicted. In 1999, he pleaded guilty to securities fraud and money laundering. He cooperated with prosecutors, wearing a wire on former colleagues, and served just 22 months in prison. He was ordered to pay back $110 million to the investors he defrauded. For years, he paid back only a small fraction of that, while writing a memoir and cashing in on speaking fees, turning his crime into a brand. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Pump and dump schemes didn't die with Jordan Belfort. They still happen today, in penny stocks, in crypto, in meme stock hype on social media. The tactics are the same: manufactured urgency, fake excitement, insiders selling while you're told to buy. If someone's pressuring you to invest right now with no time to think, that's not opportunity. That's the oldest trick in the book. If you want to actually understand how to spot a scam like this before it costs you money, subscribe. I'm breaking down the biggest financial frauds in history, one video at a time. And drop a comment. Did you know the real story was even wilder than the movie?